Hello everyone. So this video is going to be a little tutorial on this bracelet. So this is the beginning of autumn bracelet. This was inspired by one of the roads that I drive on a daily basis, and when it turns into autumn it's just absolutely stunning. So I'm going to do this tutorial a little bit different. Please let me know in the comments if you prefer it like this, if you don't, because it really does help me figure out how to do these tutorials. So this time I'm not going to make the entire bracelet. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do a section of it. I'm going to show you the main parts, the pattern. I'm going to show you how to do the whipping stitch around the edge and also how to connect it. So that's what I'm going to do for this. By the way, if you guys do enjoy this video, if you find it useful, you find it helpful, especially for these kits that are available in my shop, link will be in the description, please do consider subscribing, liking this video because it really does help. And if you've got any feedback, please don't be afraid to drop it down, whether it is negative or positive. I do take the feedback really, really well. These tutorials will be sent to all customers who purchase these because I find it just a little bit easier. So that's it there. I am an adult, I'm a fully grown adult, and it does get over. You just need to give it a little push round those knuckles here and here, and that's it there. It's nice. I've got a little bit of wiggle room, but it's mainly so I can get it over the span of my hand. But it is really, really nice. Like, look at that. And it's handmade as well, which is even cuter. And to take it off, again, you just need to give it a little wiggle, mainly over my thumb knuckle is the problem, and this one here. Everything else is fine, and there you go. That's how you take it off. It will lose its shape eventually, but other than that, it shouldn't. So, in your kit, I'm showing off my forget-me-not earrings. They are super cute. So in the kit, you will get one of these gold-plated sewing needles. So they're tapestry, they're size 18 and they're gold-plated. So the gold will eventually come off. Don't worry because they will not actually harm your hands. You'll get a bunch of threads, so obviously you won't get them like this, but you will get your threads, you'll get the needle, as I said, and you will also get your plastic canvas. So I've got mine quite big, simply because I want to show you the pattern because I think it's going to be a bit easier on this. I'm not going to do the full pattern. I'm only just going to show you like this kind of size of a section just to make it easier for myself. And not just that, it might be easier for you guys. I'll show you how to do the whip stitch and I'll also show you how to close it at the end, which is just like that. Okay, so just like this. I have made them big enough for everyone to cut down to their size. So what you do is obviously take your plastic and just go around your wrist. So make sure that it's going to be able to get past the knuckles at the top because that's where you're wanting to be able to get it past, and that's where you're going to sew it. So round about there. If you feel like you've got an excess of plastic, just cut that off and potentially use that for, say, another project. Just bin it, put it in the recycling bin if you wish. That is absolutely up to you. But it will be cut, so it won't be this thick and it will be at 2 size, but you just need to cut the band out. So we are going to get started. Scissors, I am afraid I do not need you right now, so please go there. So we're going to get started. You can start anywhere. I am actually going to start on this dark green. Actually, no, I think I'll start on the orange. As you can see, there's more of that orange there. So just to make it a little bit easier for me, because then I can just fill in the gaps. See what I mean? So yeah, I'm going to start on that orange. Bless you. My little one is trying to have a nap and my partner's just got up, so oops. For night shift. So how I sort my needle out is I'll get my eye on my needle and we'll go on to the thread and we will wiggle, 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 wiggle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. And it's really easy, just like that. Okay? That was Lily in the background. Okay, so here is our starter. So we're only wanting it 5 stitches wide. So we're wanting 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 5. We only want it 5 stitches wide, which is fine. So we're gonna start. I'm just trying to think of how to actually get this started. Yeah, we're gonna start there. So we're gonna start 3 stitches from the corner. We're going to take our orange, if it wants to play ball. There we go. And we're just going to pull through. So I think this is 2 stitches. Yeah. So that is a 1 square. Oh, 2 square, 3 square. Is it? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's 3 squares. I'm just needing to count it to double check myself because I get very confused when making these ones. So we now have our tail. You want to make it a little bit smaller, so just pull through. Oops. I'm just grabbing everything and then you're just going to start. So this is your starting stitch. If it wants to wiggle. So that is us now just started the pattern. So we're going to go, we're working on, where is it? Oops, this little section here. So we're going to go down 5. So what we're going to do is instead of stitching up beside this one, we're going to go down a square and we're going to push the needle through and give it a little wiggle wiggle. So on new canvas, it's a little bit harder to break into, so don't worry about it. Just give it a little bit of a wiggle wiggle. Don't be forceful because you might damage. So sometimes get your nail up and then pull through and that might work. You can hear Lily, she's been stubborn. So just continue on. Again, go down like you're taking steps down. You're taking 1 step down and then you're just going to sew. Sew it through, push. Oops. And there you go. And that's you finished pretty much without grabbing any of the other colours. Go away, you two. Yep. Almost gotten this one done. Actually, I'm going to clear some of this up because I'm starting to get myself confused. And then through that side. So that's us now done 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's us done the 5. All right. So we could have went up along that way and then jumped down a stitch to go this way. However, I'm not fussed about that. I'm going to jump over to this bit here. So that there is just 1. So that's 1 little stitch there that's missing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook up to the next square. Okay, so I'm going to leave this one here and I'm going to hook this one. And I'm going to pull through. There you go. And we're going to go down 2 squares. Going to the second. And we'll continue on like what we did here, just on this side. So that's what we're going to do. Just what you see on this side here is just going to be repetitive on the other side. Oops. You can hear, if you can hear Lily singing, I don't know whether it would be like I'm so sorry or not. She's just been stubborn and refusing to nap right now. What are we going to do next actually after this? Yeah, we'll jump into that middle bit. So what I'm going to do is normally I would go into this one. I'm actually going to jump down to this one here, the one at the bottom. Going to pull my needle through and we're going to go into that. Okay. So that's us now just started the pattern. Okay. What we're then going to do is we're going to do the bit in the middle. So we're going to ignore, we don't need to worry about that bit. We're going to go into this stitch here. So this square, we're going to pull through and we're going to go up. So 2. So you can count this one as long as it goes up 3. That's the main thing. So 1, 2, 3 or 1 and 2. Okay. There we go. And we're just going to keep going up like that. Just following the same pattern because it's just going to be a little bit different. See? So you're going to have a longer stitch. What we're going to do is we're actually going to jump. We're going to miss this stitch for a second. We're going to jump to this one. And we're going to pull through. We're going to go right beside it. Okay, so that's where the stitches come through. We're going to go right beside this one. So that's what it's going to look like there. It's going to look like a nice tiny little stitch. You're going to go down back to the one you just missed. So this one here. Diagonal. We're going to go along. Instead of going 3, we're going to go up to this one. So 3 boxes if you want, or 4 in total. And there you go. That's us almost finished this part of the pattern. So la da da, whoopsie doopsie. So la da 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 da, just like so. And I will show you how to do the whip stitch on this as well. I'm just kind of hoping that this doesn't delete all my work again like last time and I have to do it in 2 parts, because that was really frustrating. Okay, so I like to go back to this pattern so you guys can keep watching me going back to it. So what I'm doing is I'm just doing this little section here because it keeps repeating. So I will do this section as well so you guys can see that. And then you're just repeating the pattern over and over and over again, which is quite nice. So on the back, you don't actually need to do this end if you don't want to, you can. I normally do. This was one of the first bracelets that I did and I didn't know how to do it, so I was struggling. So yeah. Okay. We've almost actually finished this pattern. It's amazing. So I'm going to take my needle. Okay. We've got the back. I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to push under my threads. Then I'm going to pull my needle through. You can go away for a second. Like, go away. I know you're fabulous. We are working on you, but please be nice. And then we're just going to pull it through. Okay, that's it now. Nice and secure. Okay, see that? Secure. Now I need my scissors. My ribbon is currently sitting waiting for the orders. Bless. Honestly, it's actually been quite busy recently and I'm really enjoying it. If you guys want to see packaging videos, please let me know down in the comments. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this green, that dark green, and this dark green as well here. So just take your thread off the needle, just pull it along, and voila, done. Leave your orange to the side when you need it again. I will grab it later on, so I can show you the other side of that pattern. We're just going to, oopsie boopsie, pull this along. And we're going to wiggle, 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 wiggle. See, it's so much easier when you do that. I prefer putting my thread on my needle that way. It's just easier. So we're going to do the dark green thread on this side. And this one is 4. So let's get started, shall we? Okay, we're going to pull it along, pull it along. Whoa! Okay, so see how I've got a tiny little tail? Just grab that and pull it through. Doot, doot. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So including the stitch you've made, that's 4. There you go. That's it started. So we're going to go to the next one here and we're just going to stitch it through. Oh, would help if you guys can actually see that. But what do you guys think of these? Because I know I do tons of shorts and honestly your support, guys, is amazing. It's been so nice and it's just really good to see. I have honestly been enjoying this. And yeah, you can hear my little girl just chatting away to herself. Love it. So we're just going to wiggle, pull it through. And what we're going to do is we're almost finished. Yes, yes. My phone keeps telling me, move back to focus. I know that. But they need to see the beauty. So we're going to actually go this time into this one. Now take your time because it's a corner. So you just want to give it a gentle wiggle. Pull it through. Now we're going to go into this one. And there's a reason for this. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Gentle wiggles. There's a reason for that. And that is because we're now going to fill up this section. So we're going to hijack it all. We're going to move down. So we've done this bit. And now we're going to pull through. It's going to be a little tougher because it's already got stitch. And we're just going to fill this little bit in with dark green. We're going to wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Ta-da! And then we're going to fill this little bit in. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. I love that. I love the little wiggle, wiggle, wiggle dance. That's so cute. Okay, So that's us done this bit. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take our needle and we're going to go down, if I can get it, this bit here at the bottom. Please do as well, if you would love to, follow my TikToks, because that's where I post pretty much daily for the shop, including new products. So go for it. So we're going to go down 3 or 4. So 4 including the stitch you made, and 3 if you're not going to count this one. So if you're not going to count it, 1, 2, 3. It's just because I know some people prefer to count the stitch that they've made and some people do not prefer to count the stitch. So just letting you know both there. So we're just going to keep doing that, nice and easy. I do have my tutorial coming up for my book sleeve, which I am so excited for. Again, that's going to be another piece that I'm not actually going to finish fully. I'm just going to do the basics because it's such a big project. And the book sleeve can be made depending on the size of your book. So it's still £35, but if you wanted it smaller, if you wanted it bigger, just order and let me know the dimensions you want it for, which is what Evelyn has done from France. So I am very excited for that. That is my dark, which one? Oh, my dark earth book sleeve. I was having a think there. So this is it so far. So we've got our dark green. We've got the orange done for this part. We're going to jump on to the light green now. There. And then we're going to do this little section here so you guys can see how it is. But so far, it's looking really, really good. So this is your back again. All right. It's looking okay. We're just going to put the needle underneath and pull through. Just pull through it and that's it, nice and secure. Then we're going to get our light green. So the light green is going to be the easiest one. It's just going to take a little bit of time. So again, twirl. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. I will actually take a quick stop just to show you guys my super cute forget-me-not inspired earrings. Like, these are so cute. These were done... I actually have a thing for forget-me-nots, always have. And I just wanted to make something that would represent them because they are just so cute and so beautiful. So those are in the shop. If anyone would like, I also have my rainbow heart earrings, which has become stupidly popular. It's amazing. Okay, so we've now got our light green, but we have an issue. So the light green is only gonna go into one area round and round the entire project. So I can't keep jump from there all the way to there. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cause a little tail among all of this for my green. So I'm going to choose this side. I'm going to push my needle underneath. So it is a little bit tighter, so it is going to take a little bit of coaxing. You're going to push your needle through, so please be careful because it can hurt. Especially like this point at the end, you really shouldn't be pushing it with the pad of your thumb because it does hurt. But you will get there eventually. Just give it a good pull through, or if you have, another good way of doing it if it's going to be stubborn is getting a pair of pliers, grabbing the needle like that as much as you can, and then just pull that through gently, and that works just as good. I'll actually show you that, I think, in a second so you can see, because sometimes these are just a little bit too tight. So what we're going to do is the exact same process. So you're just going to push your needle through. So it's going to be a little tougher because you've already got thread in there. You're going to wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And then you're going to do your thread in this one as well. So you're just going to push. So when we're doing the whip stitch, it's going to be a little bit tougher for some little squares than others because you've already got a thread in that square. So it is going to be a little bit tougher, and that's all right. That's going to happen. So we're just going to push it through. Nice and easy. My daughter is singing the song of her people because she's refusing to sleep. She's not had a nap all day and her bedtime is at 8 o'clock. Oh boy. Oops. Wrong side. I'm looking at my phone and not actually the piece that I'm sewing. Oh, really sorry. I'm getting myself all confused. Right. We're going to now pull. And we're going to pop that through. So I know a lot of people are not going to be happy with the fact that I use plastic in my jewellery. A lot of it is we recycle wherever absolutely possible. We do also get our plastic from reliable sources within the UK. So that's one thing I try to do. I try to support as many local businesses as I absolutely can. And we recycle wherever possible. So if I can just nip to the post box for, say, dropping off an order, I will do that kind of thing. I will try and keep everything as environmentally friendly as possible. We are going to get some new baggies for our orders as well, mainly for the kits, because I found I don't actually have anything really suitable for the kits. I have got like some party bags with animals on them that I've been using, which is really cute, don't get me wrong, but I don't think an adult is going to appreciate that. Unless you guys want to do that, you want to continue seeing the animal kits. I'll actually show you. So, these are the bags I have been using for my kits right now. So, one of my lovely customers has received this bracelet in one of these bags. They've all got animals on them. So, one of them's a giraffe, a lion, and a few others. Another one was a Pokeball order, which is a Pokeball cat. I'd done that in my last video. And they received that in one of these as well. So if you guys would like to continue seeing that, like continue receiving your orders like this, just for a little bit of fun, let me know, please, in the comments, because then I will order loads of these. I've actually been looking through Etsy and I have found so many. These were unfortunately from Amazon a while ago, but I've been traipsing through Etsy looking for a load of cute stuff for the shop, and I'm just like, I have found one which has unicorns and everything on it, so I'm like, yes. But if you guys would like to see that from now on, like your orders wrapped up in little goofy bags like that, please let me know so I can make that decision because I think that'll be quite cute and quite cool. All right, so we've done this part. Just nice sewing it up, so that's it there, okay? That is it there. You can start off with the dark green if you want. Personally, I would go for the orange because then what you can do is when you fill this bit up, you can actually fill this bit in the orange and then you can do the light green there. Because the next part here is orange because this is where this part is going to be here but reversed. So let's get, oops, we're gonna pop this, pop this needle through. Okay, so see how that's getting tight? I'm gonna just try and push it through a little bit and not get myself, there we are. Snip, 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 snip. Bim, 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 bim. So what we're gonna do is, see that it's a little bit tougher. I'm gonna hurt myself. So I've got my pliers round the needle, okay? And we're gonna pull nice and gentle. Keep your thumb on it. I say nice and gentle as I'm rocking my phone. There you go. And you just pull that through. You do have to put a little bit of force, but it's one of those things where just take your time. So you don't hurt yourself, because I should have pulled that away from me because I could have stabbed myself. Although in saying that, I am wearing my Pokemon hoodie that I got. So no worries. No worries. And then snip, snip, snip. So remember, nice sharp scissors and snip right up at the thread. There you go. It's starting to look really, really good. So you can see where that orange piece was and everything, and it's looking really nice. I'm actually really loving that again. I might start wearing it. I used to wear it a lot and then I can't remember. I decided not to anymore and I'm kind of gutted. Kind of gutted. Right, we're going to spin this again. Take our needle. I almost stabbed myself. So we're going to thread that through. We're going to wiggle, 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 wiggle. We're going to wiggle, 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 wiggle. And there we go. Nice, easy, finito. Finito. If you guys would like me to do this live, if you guys would like, I can do it on Twitch. because I do to stream over on Twitch, so I see stream games and whatnot. But if you guys would like to see a crafting live on Twitch, like please, one again, let me know in the comments, and two, go give my Twitch a little follow. It will be down in the description. Like honestly, you guys supporting is amazing because you guys have really helped. Honestly, so far this has been the busiest year I have ever had on my small business, which doesn't seem like it, but it has. I've had like 6 orders since the beginning of this year, and I feel like I'm about to cry. It is insane. So we're just going to pull this through. So again, we started, I just jumped in there, we're not even talking about it, sorry. So I started from this side and I'm pulling along and I've got my little tail here, okay? And again, I'm counting down 3, or if you don't want to count the stitch you've made, 2. So again, 1, 2, 3, or that's the stitch I've made, 1, 2, and I'm going to go in number 2. My daughter has decided she's now a baby velociraptor. Why? Anyone else's child pretend to be a baby velociraptor? Anyone? Is she even upstairs, or is Roscoe actually taking her downstairs? Roscoe's taking her downstairs. Sorry, I just headbutt my phone when I realised my daughter's downstairs. Oh, I had a moment there. I was like, what? Oh, honestly, she's going to be stubborn tonight. Okay, so we've done this line, all right, nice and easy. We've got 5 beautiful stitches because, you know, we're getting really good. We're getting confident. We're going to do the next one. So this is where we finished. This one here, you can see my needle popping through. Hello. We're going to go and this one, right here, because that's where that green's going to go. And we're going to pull. We're going to go down 2. And then we're going to pull. And we are going to keep doing it until we've finished this bit, and then we're going to do the bit in the middle, which is going to look fabulous. I am actually going to be streaming tonight on Twitch, so if anyone would like to come and join, that'd be amazing. I am streaming, oh god, Traveler's Rest. I started it last night, and just to get my bearings, so if you guys would like to, join me, that would be amazing. I'm having a second, I think I've done this wrong. No, I haven't. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this next stitch wrong so you guys can see. Okay, so I've overstitched, as you guys can see. Okay, overstitched. That's a deliberate overstitch. I just want to show you guys. So if you have done this and you've realised very quickly that, oh, biscuits, I've done it wrong. I'm also going to let my thread detangle itself. Beautiful. Okay. You're like, oh, sugar muffins, biscuits, jelly beans. I've done it wrong. Ah! Don't panic. Okay. As you can see, you can actually de-thread your needle if you want, and then you can pull it out that way. Or what I'm doing is I'm taking my thread and I'm pulling it gently into the direction I've actually pulled it through. So yeah, I can see a gap in that square. I'm going to take my needle, all right? And I'm gonna go into the square I've just sewn into, and I'm gonna gently wiggle, and I'm gonna pull it through. So you're always gonna have an issue with this. And voila, there you go. It is done. Okay, that's how you do it. Don't panic. As soon as you realize you made a wee mistake, just fix it. It's very easy. However, if you actually say you've done all this and you realize something wrong is here, yeah, you're not going to be able to do that because obviously it's secure. So you're going to have to take a pair of scissors and you're going to have to like get right underneath and snip, 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 which is horrible and frustrating. This is why I don't like doing this full thing, because it's one of those ones where I was doing my book sleeve and I had to deconstruct about 5 hours worth of work because I made one mistake. And that was extremely frustrating. Very frustrating. So we've done 4 stitches. We're going to go down here. I'll actually show you in a second what I've done. I'll show you at near the end, so I'm not taking time away from this. Right, so we've got down to number 4, okay? And we're wanting to get into the middle. So what we're going to do again, we're going to take our needle and we're going to go in here. So normally this is where we would end the stitch. We're not going to. Oh, Why don't play hard to get orange. So we're gonna go up 2 stitches and we're gonna sew it through. Right, we are now ready for this inner section. Okay? I really should have gotten a glass of water. So we're gonna push through. Or a cup of tea. Oh, tea. So 1, 2, 3. I don't even have my creeper mug. I think it's in the wash. Boo. We're gonna do this one here. So we're not going to do the next one, all right? What we're going to do is we're going to totally skip this one here. We're going to go up to the top like we did over on this side. We're going to go up to the top. We're going to pull. And then we're going to go to the very top one stitch, and you're going to pull it through. So that's it. So when I'm doing one stitch, I'm going from this square into that square. They're beside each other. I'm going to need to give my orange a little twirly twirl. Let it loosen itself up. So when you find that your thread and needle are getting, well, mainly your thread's being uncooperative, drop the needle with the thread still in the eye and it will spin. What's it doing is it's unraveling itself and making itself nice again to work with. So don't worry about that. So we've now done our stitch. We're going to go back onto this one. We're going to pull it through. That's a great idea. Whack. Oh my goodness, getting violent. Violence. And we're going to pull that through. My apologies. My apologies, you guys. Getting violent. Oh my goodness. We can't have that. Okay, so we're just going to pull that through. And then we're going to do this bit. So the reason I've been doing some of these tutorials on YouTube is I notice you cannot send videos through onto Etsy, but you can send links. So that's why I'm doing the tutorials on my YouTube channel. And then I'm taking the link and then I'm sending it in with the customer's order just to make it easier for me and everyone else. So we're pulling it through. We've done that orange. That is the orange finito. Orange is finito here. I'm going to go snip, 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 snip. Okay. Whoopsie, whoopsie. Why do I keep doing that? All right. And I'm struggling with pulling my needle. Okay, so what's another thing that's going to happen is if you're doing like bigger projects and see where my needle has been sitting. So my needle's clearly been sitting there, right? What you guys will notice is this bit of your thread is just going to get weaker and weaker and weaker. And it's going to get like what it is there. Oh, actually, guys, there you go. It's going to get like this horrible way. And eventually, what's going to happen is when you are working on bigger projects or working with the same color a lot, this will eventually like just pull apart like cotton candy or candy floss. It will just go poof kind of thing. It'll just pull itself apart. So what will happen is then these edges, the bit that's pulled itself apart, like say these two, you can't use them again. You can't even put them through a needle because they're that damaged. So you'll actually have to take your scissors and cut the bit off that's been damaged. So basically treat it like it's diseased or something. Just cut it all off and then start again on a nice clean area that hasn't been damaged. And it just makes it so much easier. I'm going to put my orange thread to the side because I don't need it. Yeah, I know my desk is quite messy. I use it for order packing, gaming, absolutely everything. So it is a little bit messy. I'm actually going to show you some of the other bags I have because that alligator I don't think does these bags justice. Actually, in saying that, I might just get different ones, but only if you guys are up for it because I think it's going to be cute. All right, so we've got our dark green. We only need it to do one side because as you can see, we've already done this side. All right, so we need to do it this side and this little bit in here. And because this little bit is so small, I'm going to start over here and then I'm going to jump and I'm going to stitch this bit in at the end. Okay? So I could start it over here like I normally would, but because I'm showing you guys how to do it, I'm not going to do that. We're going to start right where that orange is and we're going to push our needle into the same square. And we're going to give it a little wiggle because it's being stubborn. It's being tight. being annoying. Actually, so the reason I say be gentle, I'm actually going to take a bit of canvas here, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to snip a little bit. So the reason I always say be gentle, okay, is do you see where that bit has just been raised? I've just actually deliberately cut that. So what's happened is now your thread is actually going to come through. Can you see how that's been damaged? Okay, that's no longer secure. Because you can see it even bending here and everything. That is it, no longer secure. So any of threads that go through these two squares, that's it. They're going to come out eventually. They're going to get damaged because they're going to keep catching on it, and it's very, very frustrating. That's why I say wiggle, 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 and be gentle, especially on the edges and especially on the corners. So get your needle at an angle when you go through a corner like that, pull it through and be nice and gentle with it so you don't damage them and you don't lose all that hard work, because that is the worst. That is absolutely the worst. So we're going to get started. I have my tail once again, as you can see, and we've started. So we're going to go down 4 in total, or 3. So I'm going to wiggle, wiggle and pull. Now I'm going to go on to the next one. And we're going to wiggle, wiggle, and we're going to pull. You do need to do a little bit of wiggling. Don't worry about it. It happens because this is new plastic canvas. It just takes a little bit of time. Again, wiggle, wiggle, plastic canvas. It's not like my other canvases that I use, because I have started using like just normal fabric and sewing onto them. And I do have plans on getting like shirts and stuff and just sewing into the cuffs, but I'm still indecisive. So we've got this nice dark green, and now we want to get this bit done so we can jump up here. Again, like we did last time, we're going to jump down to the bottom. This one here, you can see my needle saying hello. We're going to pull through. We're going to sew up to the orange, so we've got enough. Again, it's just like also like a little ladder, like a little stair. All you want is it to be one down from the other. We're now going to jump up to here. So we're going to bypass this one, bypass the orange, and go, oops, straight up to the top, which is there. We're going to sew this big piece. So orange to orange, green to green. We're going to pull that through, see? And now we're going to do the last little bit. Oh, I'm actually going to jump onto that one. And we're going to pull that through. And push and pull. And there you go. That is that done. It's looking good. So we're flipping it over. And now what we're going to do is, you see how this orange has already got one in? I'm actually going to put it in because they're going in the same direction. I'm going to slide my needle in and I'm going to pull. So I'm actually pushing down on my plastic canvas to give some stability. And I'm pulling my thread nice and gentle. And there you go. Because if you're actually doing that, try and make sure that the tails are going in the same direction. Because if you don't, you could actually cause the tail of your other thread to come out, which I have done on multiple times, and it's very frustrating. So that's it, looking like that. It's starting to look really, really good, because by now you will have done this bit and you'll start moving along. You don't need to do the light green until the very, very end. So you will get more light green than what I actually have in my hand right now. Do not worry, you will have plenty. We're gonna wiggle out. Sorry, that sounded like I was bored there. I was trying to fight back a yawn. Honestly, I actually slept really well last night. I don't know why I'm yawning. Oh, okay, so see here, I've actually bummed up my thread, okay? So I've split it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna gently like pull it together. I'm gonna now take my thread and I'm gonna spin it in the direction that it's nice and spin. You'll know that, and I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to go again. See, so sometimes these fibers that are coming through actually split, just like embroidery thread. It's just easier to show you on this because it's thicker. So there we go. It is now attached. So we're going to do the same process. We're going to go down this one. We're gonna go shim 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 shim, and we're gonna pull. Oh, come on, gimme. Pull, pull. There we go. So here's the thing as well, you guys do not need to cut your bracelet down to size until, say, you've even gotten halfway through your pattern, because then you can make that decision. So remember, you're wanting to get it so it's hitting these two knuckles and it's going to go past them when you're doing like that. Okay, so this one here and this one here, this is the bit that you're really interested in. So for me, that is actually perfect. That would be absolutely amazing for me personally. The reason I kept them so long is because everyone is different. Some people have smaller hands, some people just have bigger hands. And it's just one of those things. So I didn't want to be like rude to anyone and say, nope, yeah, you can't, you have to have it the same size as my hand, which is silly. So we're going to fill this little bit in. So don't get too excited about cutting your plastic just yet, because you never know. So we're going to pull it through. As you can see, it's getting a little bit tougher. Oh god, it really is actually. Come on. Girl. Yep, she is singing the song of our people downstairs. Wonder if they're watching Bluey or Coco Melon. Ugh, Coco Melon. Sorry, I'm having a moment with Coco Melon. I am so sick of hearing Coco Melon right now. Bluey, I'll happily sit through an episode of Bluey any day of the week. Any season of the week. Yes. Coco Melon, I like Coco Melon. It's just... So as you can see, it's starting to look good. So we're going to pop it through. We're just going to fill in this space. Where's my needle? There it is. We're going to pop it through. I'm sorry if it's getting darker. I'll actually move to the side so you guys can see a little bit better. Actually, that's not helping at all because my phone is in the way. Lovely. Because I'm actually losing a lot of natural light as well. So I don't kind of want to get this done so you guys can see. So we're just going to go along. Oh, and just do each stitch. Whoops. I do also have anklets in the shop. If you guys would like to check them out, go for it. I actually have a lot of stuff in the shop. And I've got so much stuff that I want to make. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. Ugh. I feel like I should have done this ages ago, but I was too much of a coward. I was too scared, and it's like, what are you going to lose? Nothing. But I can gain everything, so that's what I'm doing. So we are almost finished this. I am going to show you how to do the whip stitch, and I'm also going to show you guys how to do a connection. So don't overly worry about it. You will see absolutely everything. It's just, unfortunately, I'm not going to do the entire, because this video is already 43 minutes long. And if I did this entire project, yeah, it would take a little bit longer, about a good 2, 3, 4 hours. So I'm going to push it through this orange one. Oops. And we're going to go push out. I'm using my nail. I did not mean that. That's 43 minutes just for this little section. That's crazy. You could get this done, this bracelet done in a day. Yeah, it's very, very possible. But that is obviously totally dependent on you. You can do little sections at a time, take your time, enjoy the process. So imagine we have done the entire thing, okay? It's not just this little section, but it's this beautiful piece, okay? And now we want to do the edges. We want to get these edges done, and now we want to make this connection, okay? Cool. So I'm actually going to show you how to do that. And I'm going to show you on this side, because this is the side that's nice and smooth. Okay, we're going to take our thread and our needle and we're going to hold it like this. You don't need to hold it like this. I'm just doing it to show you guys. So you can start the whip stitch process absolutely anywhere. It doesn't matter. It's completely up to you. You want to start it up here? Cool. You want to start it down here in the middle? Fine. It is completely up to you guys. I would say though, don't start it on this edge because it's one, it's too small, and two, I don't think so. So try and do somewhere on the main edge. Okay, we're gonna take our needle and we're gonna go just say round about here. All right, so that way I can actually show you a good whip stitch. So we're gonna pull, and as you can see, we're gonna get a tail. You don't need to make the tail too long. Your tail is just gonna, be fancy. So what we're gonna do, see that square we just went in, which is right there. We're actually gonna go in it again, because this is gonna be our starting square. This is gonna be where we start, and this is where you're gonna get the issues of it being a little bit tighter. Okay? So that's it. It should probably go like that, but I'm actually gonna go over. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take the next square above, which is this, oh, no, not that one, this green and orange one. So that one is a little bit tighter. As you can see, I've already got 2 stitches in it, and now I'm adding a third. So I'm going to have to wiggle, 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 wiggle. So what I'm doing when I'm doing that is I'm gently pushing down on the plastic canvas, gently pushing down on the entire piece, and I'm just going to gently pull it through. Okay, you're going to take your time with this. It'll get easier as you go along and as you get more experience and you get used to it and whatnot. Just take your time. Okay, we're just going to pull along, and there you go. That's us started the whip stitch process. Okay, so that tail I'm going to take in, and I'm going to go in to the next little square, which is there. Again, it's going to be another tough one. And you can hear that crunch as well. So you're going to wiggle, wiggle, push down, nice and gentle, and you're going to pull it through. Okay? Just pull it through nice and gentle. If you want, you can actually do the tail bit first, that one, and then it's easier because you're not getting 2 threads through, you're just getting the one, and you're pulling it along. So this bit is going to be a little bit easier because look, we've got an empty one. So when you come up to an empty one, you're going to push that thread just to the side. See how I've done it? I've got my nail in the way. I'm pushing my needle through that empty square. And it's just going to give me a little bit of hassle, but that's fine. And I'm going to pull that through. It's 10 times easier, see? So the next one again is going to give me a little bit of hassle. It's got 2. And I'm just going to go wiggle, wiggle, and I'm going to pull it through. Again, we've got another, because now we're on the dark green, so we've got a couple of squares here that are going to give us a little bit, but not much. We're going to just pull through like that. Again, we've got another one. We're going to take our needle, and we're going to push the thread out the way, and there you go. Nice and easy, just like that. Again, going to pull through. So this, give me a second, is what it should look like. It was going, he's talking to Lily. And that's what it's going to look like. Nice and easy. Yes, it's going to be a little bit thicker, but remember you have got your tail there. I want to get to the end, so I'm going to show you guys that. So this is going to take probably the longest out of the entire piece, I would say. Normally for me, it's like getting the edging done means, oh my god, I'm just about finished. And it's just one of those things of, can I do this? Can I do this? It feels like it's the last hurdle. Okay, so we're going to push through nice and easy. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. There you go. Your thumb is going to get sore. Like you can see my thumb's getting quite red and it's getting a bit tender where I'm pushing on the eye as well. That is going to be sore, especially if you're not used to it. So give it a rub if you want. It is going to be sore. That's how I get feeling back in it. And another thing is if you're working on a bigger project and you've never done Bargello, you might find like up here and along there, you might find you get blisters, harder skin, and a few other issues. Try not to panic. It's just because you're doing something you're not used to and your body's like, whoa, what's going on here? I've not had a lot of those issues in a while because I do this a lot. Like I do this pretty much almost every day making new stock. So yeah, don't overly worry about it. If it gets to that point though, give your hands a rest. You will know when you need to stop. You will know. Okay, so we're getting closer to the end. So, right, we're now at the end one. So we're now at the final square. So this is what I mean by doing it at an angle. You're going to push your needle through. And what I'm going to do is I'm turning it and I've got it so like the eye of the needle, the edges are not going to be here. They're going to be there and there. So as you can see, the eye of the needle and the point is not together. And I'm just going to gently move this one backwards and forwards and I'm going to pull it through. Okay, and that's it there. That is it done. Well, I say that. You're going to need to go back through the very same square again. Do the way I showed you it. So the corners at the corners and not at the very edge. Push down. I push down sometimes just to give myself a little bit of a hand on a stronger surface, not on your leg, because that hurts. Been there, done that. You want to wiggle, wiggle. If it wants to come through, come on. Okay, now you're just putting me to shame. See, it's fighting. It wants to put me to shame. Way! It wants to say I'm lying to y'all. Didn't realize this was a child. All right. And again, we're just going to pull that through. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the fibre and we're going to just push it round the corner just to make it softer. So you've done this side as well. Just imagine you've done both sides. Okay. Now you're ready to close it up. Oh, my shoulders. Okay. All is good. We don't actually need to go around this bit. It's just the same. You just go around the corners, stitch, 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 and go along. You don't need to do that if you don't want to. It is completely up to you because it's only this side you need to focus on, like this side here. If you want to cover that so you've got that boundary, you've got that, it's comfortable for you, go ahead, do it. If you don't, that's fine. So don't do maybe one or two squares in because that's not really, like, see that? You see how I've got two squares in? It's not really strong or flexible. So go in maybe 4 or 5 squares. All right, nice 4 or 5 squares. Obviously you've got your pattern so you won't know, but just go in about that. Make sure again your art it's going to fit. What we're going to do is we're going to take our needle and you see this square, we're going to push into it. And then we're going to pull down, pull along. And what we're going to do, as you can see, I'm kind of having an issue. I'm going to go down a square. So you can see where my needle is. I'm down a second square. That's so I've got some form of stability. So I'm not going to damage these ones here. Okay. Then I'm going to go into my next one. At the top, I'm going to pull. And again, I'm going to go down in by the bottom. Oops. Oh, it wants me to do that one. There you go. I'm going to go into the next one. And I'm going to pull again. So now I'm starting to get some stability and I'm starting to feel like it's getting secure. Again, I'm just going to do the same thing. Nice and easy. I'm going to do, this one's going to be a bit easier for you guys to see. See? Again, nice and easy. Pull. Move along. Oops. And pull. And I'm going to do that until the very end, which is just about to happen. Pull. Oops. And we are going to do the very last square. And what we're actually going to do in this one, this last square, we're actually going to go in the very same one we just stitched. Push along. I'm going to wiggle, wiggle it. All right. And that's us now done. But to secure it, you're going to take your needle. Obviously, I can't do it this side. Actually, maybe I can. I'm going to push through. Yeah, I'm not going to actually be able to do it. So what I would normally do is I could actually push it through. I'm having to do this way. I can push it through underneath all of these. And that's how I'm going to secure it. Normally, I would actually get it in between them. I pull through and that's it done. That'll be your bracelet all finished. Looking amazing. Not quite like this, but like this. Look how beautiful that is. That is the final result. This is what you guys are after. And it is going to look so, so good. And I cannot wait. If you guys do this, please actually tag me in Instagram, tag the shop on TikTok. It would be greatly appreciated. Even tag us on Facebook if you want, because we are on Facebook. Like, go ahead, spread the love, shout our name from the rooftops. We are the Nice Snow Rose. Honestly, thank you guys so much for watching. Oh, actually, I was going to talk to you about my book sleeve. So when I was talking to you about 5 hours of work of stitching, so this is it here. So it's a different canvas type. I had done these blacks and I realised I was one stitch out of some of this black, and I ended up having to deconstruct almost all of this section, turn it around, and a good chunk of all this black here, which was about 5 hours work. I was not a happy bunny, but this is the book sleeve itself. You'll get your button, you'll get your elastic, which goes along. Mine's actually kind of loose, but that's fine. You will need to machine stitch the lining in. As you can see, mine's terrible because I'm not a good machine stitcher. But I will show you all how to do that in the next video. If you guys did enjoy this, please do consider giving it a thumbs up because it does help. I will leave the link to my shop. I'll leave the link to my socials down in the description, as well as my Twitch. If you guys want to join me, I will see you guys there. Thank you again so much for watching. It has been a pleasure sharing one of my passions with you guys. Thank you so much for everyone who's been placing an order. Honestly, guys, you have no idea how much I actually love you. Again, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I will see you guys in the next one.